All praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the Apostle and Elders, great millstone who taught me the truth to rule well. Salutations to the Yakim out there pushing the truth in all sincerity and which their lives to do so. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered among the four corners of the earth that believe in the truth, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom. I just want to read this article. It's from ESPN. The title of the article is Oklahoma City Thunder's Chris Paul leads march to voting site. I think this article it doesn't date it, but I think it came out yesterday. Which is Wednesday. Today is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. So yesterday was October 28th, 2020. But reading the article, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Oklahoma City Thunder star Chris Paul led nearly 2,500 people on a march to an early voting site at a historical black college in North Carolina, where he also takes classes. Paul was part of the March to the Polls Part 2 event held Tuesday at Winston-Salem University. The Winston-Salem Journal reported Paul told reporters during the event that it was necessary to encourage students to vote given the magnitude of the election and everything that is going on right now. Paul had previously said that he would be encouraging HBCU students to head to the polls. Some students, including Jaden Clark, the school's Student Government Association president, said Paul's attendance attracted large crowds. Campus police blocked traffic to allow for the march, which included hundreds of city residents and candidates running for office. College students think about making inroads, Clark said. Voting is important. We are instructed since our freshman years to use our voices. So Esau Edom, he's going to use these celebrities, these Jake celebrities, who the nation of Israel hold in high regard, to help push forth this agenda. Because you got to realize, they're benefiting from Esau Edom in its system. They have the luxuries, of this captivity that we're currently in. So they're not at the bottom. So Esau, throws them a little bone, and, they're going to do all they can, to hold on to the things that they have in this captivity, because they're not as struggling as, the rest of the nation, who are, at the bottom of you so-called, of the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans, So he's going to use, your own people, to help push off his agenda, to help influence you to do things like vote, to take the vaccination, and to take the RFID chip, because, these same celebrities that you hold in high regard, they're just puppets for Esau Edom and his people, So they're going to drag them into it to help influence you, to help push forth their agenda. So, when it's time to take the mark of the beast, these people, who are of our nation, they're going to, because they're benefiting from Esau and their system, they're going to take the chip to keep what they have, and they're going to, use them to help influence you, to have to hold on, to what Esau Edom has, to offer in his kingdom, because you got to remember these Jake celebrities, to get in their positions, they had to do a lot of, sacrilegious shit to get into the position that they are, they have the monies that they have, and on top of that, I lose my train of thought. They're so comfortable, in the condition that they're in, they're gonna want to, hold on to that, because they receive their consolation on this side, So, what's set forth for them, because they receive the consolation, they're comfortable in the setting, they really don't want to give it up. So, the Lord's going to destroy them because, they're joined hand in hand, with their enemy. And, like it says in the article, states in the article that, a large crowd came out just because, Chris Paul was there, and, because he was able to influence, especially younger people, those that admire him for what he does, in Esau Edom's kingdom, being a superstar basketball player in the NBA, he's able to afford the luxuries, that this kingdom has to offer. So he can buy the best houses, the best cars, or whatnot. But that's just the crumbs of what Esau Edom has to offer, But many of our people, they're gonna, go with the agenda of Esau Edom to live comfortably, to hold on to the things that they have, and truly, we're not supposed to vote, because that's against, the ways of Yahweh Hashem Shai. The Lord is supposed to appoint a king over us, and he's already done so, and appointing Yahweh Shai over us, as well as King David. These are and even Moses, these are kings that the Lord has chosen himself to, rule over the nation of Israel. But if we were to choose a king to rule over us, we were to choose a king, of our nation, and we're going to get that here in Deuteronomy 17 and 14, which reads, when thou art come into a land, it's like into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise, it's like if thou shalt in any wise set him over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not of thy brethren. Yeah. So when we're choosing a king, and we were to choose him as a nation, we're supposed to choose the one from our own flock of our own nation, So we're not to set kings of other nations over us, and Esau Edom is of another nation. We're two separate families. With two separate bloodlines. So the Lord has in place kings that He has set over us. We can even show you that Moses was technically the first king that the Lord had chose to rule over the nation of Israel, to help them come out of their captivity, in the Egyptian captivity. You find that in Deuteronomy 33:4. Deuteronomy 33:4, which reads, Moses commanded us a law, even that the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun, when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. So the Lord appointed Moses the king. He raised Moses up, from birth, to lead the nation of Israel out of their captivity in Egypt, So the Lord appointed him as king. And also, he did the same thing in his reincarnation as King David. The nation of Israel, they actually wanted a king to rule over them like the other nations. And we're going to grab that next in the next scripture. But they wanted a king, and truly, the Lord had the prophets to rule over us. So the true kings that are to lead us in our current captivity are the prophets of the Lord. Because these men, that the Lord has ordained to push forth His message, or to push forth His truth. They're doing so at the hands of Yahweh Hashem Shai. So those are the true kings of our nation. So we're supposed to look to them for guidance. Because the Lord has appointed them to rule over us. These men. So the same men that you see on the highways and byways, telling you to repent, and the day of the Lord is at hand. Those are the leaders of our nation. But because most of these men of low stature, in these communities, our people don't see that. The only people that pay attention or take heed to what these people say are the people of the elect, and truly, the elites of these other nations. You know what I'm saying? The elites of Esau Edom, they know what the truth is. They know that the men that's on the highways and byways, especially the men of great millstone, are the true prophets of the Lord. Because they're speaking at through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shai, and they know that, these things are to come. So the only really people that's actually paying attention to, these men that on the highways and byways, pushing forth this 100% truth, or the elect of the nation of Israel, and these elites of these heathen nations. They know that these men are, been appointed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to preach this gospel, throughout the ends of the world, and they know that, time is running up. That's why, they're pushing forth their mark of the beast agenda, because they know that they have but a short time to rule, and they see by all these prophecies taking place, and that the rising up of the nation of Israel, the awakening of the nation, and that the Lord has raised up these men, to go out and prophesy, the downfall of the kingdom, and the ushering in of an eternal kingdom ruled by our Savior, and that's going to be glorified, by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They know that is at hand, and that's why they're accelerating their efforts, to bring forth their agenda, and they're going to use our own people to help, influence us to go along with this agenda, with their agenda, but they're going to be destroyed, before they get to truly implement the full system upon the whole world. The Lord is going to take them out. But so it's like when I want to start. So this is 1 Samuel 8:6. So like I was saying, like, if we're going to appoint a king, we're supposed to choose a king of our nation. We're not supposed to go out and set up a king of another nation over us, because the Lord, has men of our nation appointed to be our kings. So this is 1 Samuel 8:6, which reads, But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yahweh. Yeah, because the Lord had already, appointed Samuel as their leader. Or Samuel was leading the nation of Israel, because the Lord speaks through his prophets, So it's truly when the prophets speak, they're speaking at the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The Lord is just using them, So they're appointed as our leaders. So it's truly the Lord that's ruling over us, that he's just speaking through these men. The word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming through them to instruct the people, So it's actually truly Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that's ruling over us. And Yahweh said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. Yeah, so they weren't rejecting Samuel per se, they were rejecting Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because he speaks through his men, the prophets, But according to all the works which they have done since the day I brought them out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of Yahweh unto the people that asked of him a king. So the Lord saying, since you ask of me a king, these are the things that this king is going to do, as he's ruling over you, and this is a king that the Lord has appointed of his own nation, So imagine what, the kings that of other nations, the things that they're going to do, in their kingdom. Because the kingdom that we're currently in is Esau, Edom's kingdom, And, you're not going to get change from just electing someone else, from his nation to continue to rule over you. There's not going to be no change. So the truth of the matter is, instead of looking for your enemy for help, you're supposed to turn to your power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for change. You're supposed to want the downfall and destruction, of this wicked kingdom. That's the only way you're truly going to get changed. But, reading on. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and shall run before his chariots. He will appoint them captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and he will set them to air his ground, and to reap his harvest, and make his instruments of war and instruments of chariots. Yes, he's going to take them and make them servants, and make them part of his military. Just like Esau Edom do today. They make you register by the age of 18. For the draft. You know what I'm saying? Reading on, and he will take your daughters to be confectionaries. He will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. Yes, so he's going to take your daughters to be servants as well. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. Yeah, he's going to take things that you possess unto his own, just like Esau Edom in this carrying captivity. He stole his land, and he still takes the things that he said that belong to you as his. You know what I'm saying? He gets you caught up in buying a house, this mortgage or this death note. You know what I'm saying? And once you pay the mortgage off, you still got to pay taxes on it, because if you don't, he'll come take it from you. Go in to show you that this is what he has set up. You know what I'm saying? This is a false system that he set up to make you believe that you own these things, but you don't. They truly still belong to him, because the Lord, gave the earth into the hand of the wicked, and in his rulership, he set up wicked, unrighteous decrees and wicked intents to, to possess the things that he has. So the fatness of the earth was given to him, and he rules with his blessing, which is the sword. So he took this land by force, and even with the things he have created to make you believe that these things are yours, he has the right to come and take these things away from you as he sees fit. Because this is his kingdom. Reading on, and he will take the 10 of your seed and your vineyards, and give to his officers and his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And he shall cry. Yeah, so he's gonna take your money, make you pay him his taxes. He's gonna take these things away from you. He's gonna force you into his tax system. You still pay these taxes, and these things still don't belong to you. Your property, your land tax or whatever. If you buy that land, you still got to pay taxes on it. In order for you to keep it. If you don't, these people, they'll come and take your land away from you, showing you that you truly don't own anything. You're just leasing it from him, because the rightful owner, of the land is Esau Edom. So that's why they can just come and take their shit back from you if you don't continue to pay them, their monies. Which that itself, their monies belong unto them as well. That's why they can go and seize your bank account and shut things down, and that's what he's going to do. Even with his mark, when he forces RFID chip inside of you, with certain things you disagree or you try to rise up against him, he's going to just cut you off from society. But and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen, you and your of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and Yahweh will not hear you that day. Yeah. So the nation of Israel, and this is the Lord is talking about a king that from your own brethren, these things were going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So imagine someone of your not of your brother, of another nation. These things are going to be increased. Which have been so. And just like our people are crying out now, they're crying out for, injustices, that are done upon them, these social injustice, and they're looking for an answer, but you keep putting the same devil over you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get any help, or you're not going to get any relief from that. You're going to continue to cry out and say, oh, well, Trump ain't doing shit. We need to change. We need a new devil in office. It's just going to be the same thing, because the wicked, is still in control. They're still in rule. So for you to go and choose someone of another nation to rule over you, what I'm saying, is against the way of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And there's nothing that's going to be accomplished, because you're still putting that wicked individual, in place, and for a system that they have created, only to benefit them and their own, What else I want to get? I want to get, let's get Genesis 25:22. Come on, man. What? Spark cannot connect the server. Alright, so Genesis 25:22. So this is Genesis 25:22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people. It's like it. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Yeah, so the Lord is telling you that, there was 2 different nations inside the womb of Rebecca, So Esau, Edom, is of another nation, and this same person, who the Lord has deemed as your enemy, because he said, the Lord explained to her that, you're having complications during your pregnancy, because there's 2 different nations in you, and they're enemies, pretty much, So, not pretty much. I mean, truly, they are enemies, and that's why they're struggling in your womb. There's 2 different people. 2 different sets of people that's in your womb right now, and they're enemies, and that's why you're having this complication during your pregnancy, and they're fighting, just like we are to this day, and they're struggling to have the one up on one another, because Jake has been chosen to rule over Esau, Edom, and that's why the struggle is. We can't both be in this in the lead position in the kingdom, This is that, this is why we're going through what we're going through right now, because Esau, Edom is upset that the Lord has chosen us, to rule over him, and he feels that we stole his blessing, but the Lord has really ordained from birth that the Esau Edom was going to be the wicked, and that Jake was going to be the righteous seed, and that we were going to rule over him. That's the blessing that Jacob received from Isaac. That Esau believed he got duped out of. But that's how the Lord has set it up, because the Lord he loves controversy. So the Lord has deemed us to reign over them. But we continue to put this person that's supposed to be our servant, the person that we're stronger than, over us. You know what I'm saying? Because we just want to go along and get along in this system. We're satisfied with being at the bottom. But the Lord is not satisfied with that. That's why the Lord is coming back to redeem His people and put them in the right position of ruling over all these kingdoms. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Yeah, Esau. His name what's his name means wasted away is he. So he the so-called white man is not truly white. He's red. According to the scriptures. Also, see Genesis 27, 28. This is Genesis 27:28, which reads, therefore God giveth thee of the dew of the heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curses thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Yeah, so this is the blessing that, was given to Jacob, So, we were giving, the fatness of the earth as well. But, currently we don't have that because, Esau Edom is in his blessing. But she would have the fatness of the earth currently, But she would gain by his sword, which he did, So the Lord is balanced, so he allowed Esau Edom to have his blessing as well as Jacob's blessing, But, our blessing is eternal. It's going to be forever, a kingdom that's going to last forever. Esau's blessing was temporary, and he ruled wickedly. But, this is why we can't have, this man to rule over us, because we actually set up, to be over him. We're above him. We're better than, him. These heathen nations, the Lord has, set us above all nations, And that's what I want to get. Slovakia. Genesis 27:30-37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and with wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee my son? Yeah, so the Lord had Isaac give the blessing unto Jacob for him to rule over Esau, Edom, and his descendants. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of the heaven from above. Yeah, and he's ruling the fatness of the earth now. He has the best lands in the world, and he's also in control of the monetary system. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Yeah. So, and this already came to pass, in his ruling, in his current system that he has set up. He has broke the iron of Jacob off his neck. And now he's in his rule, and he took it by force. When he came to what you call the Americas today, he came and he took the northern kingdom out by force, with his sword, So he's in his current blessing, and due to that, being that Jacob got his blessing, he hates him for it. As we read on here, Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. yeah, so for our people, to continue to go out and vote, and you're voting for your enemy. So you're not gonna get any answers from you know being in sync, with his with his system. You know what I'm saying? There's not gonna come any change. You're still gonna be oppressed. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna be slaughtered at the hands of his law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna be all types of injustice. Going on while this man is still in rule. You can't go to your enemy for help. You can't go to your enemy for guidance. He's not gonna stretch out his hand to you to help you. The scriptures say, "Trust not thy enemy," man. So you can't go to your enemy, for relief. To get your true relief. You're gonna have to call upon your power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to redeem you and deliver you, from the situation that we're currently in. Because you're not gonna get no peace, in this current kingdom, in this current system that wasn't, built, to give you comfort. You're supposed to find comfort, in these scriptures, and rely upon the Lord that He's going to redeem you from the situation, and that He's going to deliver you out of the current situation that you're in, and take down your enemy. That's the state of mind that we need to be in. We gotta depend on our Lord and not depend on this system and Esau Edom, for help. Voting and marching on these things, it's not gonna help any. You know what I'm saying? Creating these organizations like Black Lives Matter, it's not gonna help you. Lighten your sentence here in this captivity. You know what I'm saying? The only way to come out of this is pray for the downfall of this kingdom, and for the destruction of Esau Edom, and his system, the strain that he has set upon you. You're gonna have to call upon your power, to help deliver you out of your current situation. And running to him and voting for him is not gonna help, because as the scriptures say, as when the wicked is in rule, the people mourneth. I think that's Solomon said that in Proverbs. That's Proverbs. It says Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Yeah. So we're going to continue to mourn as a nation, or even all the nations are going to continue to be mourning truly with this wicked individual in rule. And the only way, to get out this, the current oppressed situation that we're in, is to get the wicked out of power. You got to take this wicked ruler, out of his power seat, and that's what's going to happen, in the coming of the Lord, in the day of the Lord. The Lord is going to destroy, Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations, and 2/3 of his own people that were against him, that are his enemies. He's going to raise up the nation of Israel. But the thing is, the 2/3 of our people that are destroyed, they're going to be reborn back into the kingdom, into righteousness, and then that's when the earth is going to be ruled in righteousness. And the people will rejoice because they're going to be ruled in righteousness by a righteous nation, At the, in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, his ways is going to be throughout all the world, and they're going to have, righteous judgment is going to be, within the earth, So, that's pretty much it. Hope the lesson is edifying. Just want to say, Koholo Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.